William Samuel Quinlan, black pathologist, born 1885, died 1953. William Samuel Quinlan was a distinguished pathologist and educator who contributed 28 studies to medical journals, including pioneering research on pathology in African Americans. His medical career spanned from Panama to Brazil to several regions of the U.S., including Alaska. He was the first black member to be elected to the American Association of Pathologists and Bacteriologists, an appointment he received in 1920, the American Board of Pathology in 1937, and the College of American Pathologists in 1947. Quinlan was born on October 12, 1885, in All Saints, Antigua, in what was then the British West Indies, the son of William Thomas and Floretta Victoria Williams Quinlan. After completing his secondary education in the West Indies, Quinlan taught in public schools. He then embarked on his medical career, working for 3 years as a laboratory assistant in the Ancon Hospital in the Canal Zone, Panama, followed by 4 years as a laboratory worker at the Candelaria Hospital in Brazil. After making his way to the U.S., Quinlan attended Howard University in Washington, D.C. from 1914 to 1915, and earned his Bachelor's of Science degree from Oskaloosa College in Iowa in 1918. In 1919, he earned his medical degree with an outstanding record from Meharry Medical College in Nashville, Tennessee. Quinlan was then awarded the first Rosenwald Fellowship in Pathology and Bacteriology for study at Harvard Medical School, which he held from 1919 to 1922. In 1921, Quinlan earned his certificate in Pathology and Bacteriology from Harvard, and also published his first professional article, A Study of Carcinoma, or Malignant Tumors. In 1922, Quinlan's final year under the Rosenwald Fellowship, he worked as an assistant in pathology at the Peter Bent Brigham Hospital in Boston. Although Harvard offered him a professorship in its medical college, Quinlan felt that Meharry, a groundbreaking institution for African American medical practitioners, needed him more. In 1922, he accepted a post at Meharry as professor and head of the pathology department, a position he held until 1947. In 1923, he married Sadie Lee Watson. They had 2 children. In addition to his professorship at Meharry Medical College, Quinlan worked as a pathologist at Meharry's George W. Hubbard Hospital, where he served as associate medical director from 1931 to 1937, and at the Millie E. Hale Hospital. In 1941 and 1942, he undertook postgraduate studies as a fellow of the University of Chicago. During these years, Quinlan published studies on tuberculosis, syphilis, heart disease, and carcinoma, among other subjects. Much of this research was particularly valuable for its focus on black patients. Quinlan noted in his study in primary carcinoma in the Negro, for example, that, quote, while social differences in cancer have long been recognized, little research had been conducted on its occurrence among African Americans. That study looked at 300 cases of carcinoma and documented which types of cancers were found in samples from African American men and women of various ages. In addition, Quinlan served on the editorial board of the Journal of the National Medical Association and of the Punjab Medical Journal, held a post as a reserve surgeon for the U.S. State Public Health Service. For the United States Public Health Service, as a reserve surgeon for the United States Public Health Service, and directed public health clinics in Virginia, South Carolina, and Georgia. In 1947, Quinlan left Meharry Medical College for a post as a pathologist and chief of laboratory service at the Veterans Administration Hospital in Tuskegee, Alaska. His publications in this final phase of his career included a study of tumors. Quinlan served at the Veterans Administration Hospital until his death on April 6, 1953. Citations are in the description.